Before I start, I just want to say this list was originally made in 2012, and I do not plan on having any repeats or epic rap battles of history because they would be pretty close to the top. Enjoy the list. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this remake of this old list. So let's get started right away. So, top 10 time. First of all, let's get started at number 10 with Hot Pepper Gaming. Hot Pepper Gaming I first discovered a year after I made the original list. They do game reviews while someone eats a hot pepper. They've had guests such as Egoraptor and Barry Kramer from Game Grumps, The Completionist, Sohinki and Jovan Shire from Smosh Games, who I would have put on this list except for, come on, it would have been a little obvious, they're awesome. Andrew WK, and they've had a couple other game developers as well. So Hot Pepper Gaming's gotten quite a bit of crowd. Why I like them is because they're just ironically hilarious. I mean, it's funny to see people in pain, yes, of course, but the fact that they do it on a weekly basis makes it even better. And they're only number 10 because sometimes I can skip by their videos and not feel like I missed anything. Let's move on. At number 9, we have the ex-Marine, Josh Scorcher. Josh does countdowns, let's plays, and reviews of My Little Pony episodes, which actually got me into the show. Thanks, Josh. Now I have a lot of people by my side because of that. Josh started making countdowns back in 2010 and has made a few response videos as well. He helped found FOB Equestria, which is a military brony website. And he got me introduced to the show. Why I love watching his videos is because he always, just the way he's so informative, I guess, kind of gets me going. And then I end up being on a watching spree. I need to watch some of those again. That's why it's number 9. He hasn't produced that many videos I find interesting because I'm not a Kingdom Hearts fan. By the way, Flame Shield on. But overall, Josh is still awesome, and I'm looking forward to the stuff he does put out. He has collabed with a couple members on this list as well. Number 8, we have our first of 2 game reviewers, JonTron. JonTron started back in about 2011 or so. Had some big game reviews early, such as Daikatana and Dino City. And joined the Game Grumps, helped start it with Egoraptor. Let's be honest, I put the Game Grumps on here, but I don't really watch them as much anymore. John recently left Game Grumps early in 2014 and started doing his own stuff again. Barry's been his editor ever since the start of the JonTron show. And I discovered him in late 2013 and around Christmas time. But John is fun to watch and has some memorable moments. And he's one of the only few people I watch that has animations regarding him. Overall, John's pretty awesome, and I'm going to continue to support his work. At number 7 is AC Race Best. Race makes reaction videos to MLP-based content. Like recently, he's done a react to Rainbow Rocks, Generation 3, and the Season 4 finale. Having other bronies chime in as well, reacting to the episodes, such as Jax Blade 07, The Living Tombstone, a future member of this list, and Paleo Steno, who I like watching as well. So Race I've watched actually for a couple of years, since like 2013. Maybe a couple months after I made my original list. Which I thought, that list was maybe back in 2013, but maybe 2012. But I watched him starting in like late 2013 when I was searching for Equestria Girls because I was interested in the fandom. Figured what was all the big noise about. But Race also does vlogs at conventions and does other stuff like the Low Budget series where he did do some vacation vlogs, but stuff about his job in the racing industry, hence the name. Overall, Race I can always come back to enjoy, and that's why he's number 7. Angry comments now. At number 6, we have I Love Kim Possible a lot. She is another gaming reviewer. She actually worked with Josh just recently, reviewing the Kim Possible video game, which I didn't even know there was one. She's an analyzer working on with other people such as Inkros and Race on a couple of occasions. She also analyzes stuff like the comics and has done a Q&A at one point, and she's pretty entertaining. I mean, if she wasn't on this list, then she wouldn't be entertaining. But overall, I've kind of gotten to watch her just recently. So, I mean, October of this past year is when I started watching. Just her humor, I don't know what about it. But a Pegasus sister, that's fun to watch, and I can't complain. Number 5 is Gerard Dragonlander Khalil and Greg Wilmot at That One Video Gamer. That One Video Gamer has The Completionist, which Gerard and Greg completed, well, Gerard specifically, completes the game every week and showcases off the excess rewards, story, and just pretty much his own style of reviewing a game, which is, sorry to say this, but I find him a little more entertaining than John. The fact that Gerard uploads weekly and I can follow his videos easier make him that he's just higher up. And for some reason, I'm actually motivated to make a game review of my own thanks to him, which was pretty terrible. Sorry about the chair squeaking. But Gerard had such a following, he's been at some panels, and he's met up with quite a few fans, and has worked with a lot of people on this list. Well, 2 people on the list up to this point, and he's been going for about 4 years. So I say Gerard's doing just fine, and I don't think he'll be going down anytime soon. And I find him more comedic as ever, so that's why he's number 5. Number 4 is Lucajin. Lucajin was originally going to appear on my list back in 2012, who I originally started watching in 2013, back when I wanted to make the list. Lucajin is a odd Let's Player, you could say. Her humor is kind of vulgar and just unexpected, which is why I like it, because she's kind of off the walls and random like myself in real life. If you were to meet me, you would say that. But overall, Lucajin she produces a lot of content. It's easy to keep up with, and all her jokes kind of hit at teenage levels and make it so they're easy to keep up with. She's produced a lot of videos throughout the couple years she's been on YouTube, and the frequency at which she puts them out is actually pretty rapid, so that's why they're easy to keep up with. But I really have nothing much to say, so that's why she's at number 4. Number 3, we have Matthew Patrick and the Game Theorists. The Game Theorists hosts the show probably every couple of weeks, if I were to give a good estimate. Sometimes they take off, where there's 3 hosted channels. Digressing and Side Questing, which hasn't uploaded in about a year. Kind of just explaining details and how the world would work, I guess, in gaming. I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen one of those. Gaijin Goomba, who has his own channel, puts Game Exchange up there. Not so anymore. And Culture Shock, which gaming culture for individual things. And the Game Theory, which is what I would put on the list if it was just only that. Which that seems to be the only thing as well. As well as a little show called Crossover, which I don't watch at all. But the Game Theorist started as just a theater school student, Matthew Patrick, overanalyzing games, which I love this show because there's things you wouldn't really think about, like how tall Mario is, or how much does Diamond Armor in Minecraft actually cost. This show I love because it actually makes learning fun. I don't know why, but I remember a lot of things from the show. For say an average man and woman's height, being 5'10" and 5'4" respectively. But overall, the show is entertaining, fun, and willing to try something new. Overall, it's pretty entertaining, but it lacks something the other 2 people on this list have. Number 2, I have PokeTuber and musician Nate Wants to Battle. Nate Wants to Battle started up as a channel back in 2013 or 2012. I first discovered him back in 2014, like early 2014, back when he had a little under 100,000 subscribers. Nate has done Pokemon parodies, Minecraft parodies, song covers, anime covers in English, a couple Pokemon LPs. He did the Pokemon Monday show back in 2013 and 14. Reaction videos. He's done a lot of stuff. In fact, I have 18 of his songs that are on iTunes. His gameplay footage is entertaining, but pretty long videos, spanning about 30 minutes. Nowadays, he just opened up a Patreon account, so go ahead and support him. I know I am. I'm giving him about $20 a month. It's for a good cause, considering he's working with a lot of new people now. He is doing more animated videos. He did one this past year, based on his Pokemon Black randomizer Nuzlocke when he encountered an Arceus. It's just something I feel like I sense a lot of potential in him if he goes into the real music industry. I don't know what's about him, but he's got this weird sense of humor that I find enjoyable, and that's why he's number 2. Number 1, on the other hand, has someone I stuck with a little bit longer than Nate, but if you've been on my channel for a little over a year, you see the impact he left. I want to say something, though. He supports me without trying. Every song cover of him I make gets at least 20 views, so I'm happy. Get mad at me. Number 1 is Black Griffin. Black Griffin started his YouTube channel a few years back along with his brother Basic Music, which I didn't put Basic Music's channel on here as well as a tie because most of the songs, or in fact all of them, are on Black Griffin's personal channel. Gabriel and Nathaniel Brown started this channel a while back, and they just released their first album. Why they're number 1 is because, sure, I've done their whole songs, albums, and everything. Covers, by the way, those are up and on my channel at some point. Well, they've been up for a little bit. But the reason these guys are number 1 is because of how much appeal they actually get from around the world. Sure, Nate Wants to Battle has over 275,000 subscribers. Black Griffin has over 200 less, but still has fans come from around the States just for concerts for a little bit. I mean, when videos go up with stuff like that, he makes you feel a part of it, in a way. Before that, he just did some dubstep tracks, and I don't know what it is, but he was the first real YouTube musician I got involved in. And just kind of that extra bit of involvement is why I like him at number 1. Even though I did discover him a year after I discovered Nate Wants to Battle. I don't really have much to say, except for I really want Nate Wants to Battle and Black Griffin and Basic to do a collab. Anyone want to start a Kickstarter for it? Because I don't have the money to do it. But I want to be able to send Nate Wants to Battle to Canada, so they could do a collab and put it up on YouTube. I mean, it's maybe impossible, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to what Black Griffin puts out in the future, since New Year just ended and Christmas in DC ended. So here's to Black Griffin and the awesome people on YouTube who I watch.